A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the lecture number 37. In this lecture we are going to design a parity generation and parity detection circuit. So before proceeding to design, we'll discuss about a parity for a few minutes. The moment you see the parity circuits, we need to have a circuit, one for the generation of the parity and another for the detection or checking the parity. So that means we need to design two circuits, one for generation of the parity, second for the detection of the parity in the given data bits. So further, your parity is classified into two categories. As all of you know, even parity and odd parity. So the general which we already discussed. So in case of even parity, if data bits are having even number of ones, then parity for the even will be 0 because it's already having even number of ones. If data bits are having odd number of ones, you're going to have parity bit as 1, so that total number of ones in the given stream will be even. Similarly, in case of odd parity, the data bits are having even number of ones. In that case, your odd parity bit will be 1, so that total number of ones becomes odd. Similarly, if the data bit having odd number of ones, your odd parity bit will be 0 because it's already having odd number of ones. If you look at here, your odd and even parity are complement to each other for the same data bit. Let me show you with a simple example. Let's take a simple example. Let's take 1100. So these are the data bits. For this, your parity bit of even will be 0 since already having even number of ones, and this will be 1 because having odd number of ones. For the same data bit, if you write odd parity, your odd parity will be 1 and your odd parity will be 0 because already having this having even number of ones. If you make parity bit 1, total number of ones will be odd. In this case, already having odd number of ones, will make the parity bit as 0. If you look at here, your odd and even parity are complement to each other. That means if you design one circuit for generating a parity, just add one more complement, then you get the parity bit for the odd parity. So if you look at if you try to understand the logic behind the parity generation, it is just addition of bits, ignoring the carry, or discarding the carry in case of even parity. Once you know the even parity, you can just get the odd parity just by complementing. If you look at here, if you add these bits 1 plus 1 plus 0 0, it will be 1 plus 1 will be 1 0. That means 0 with a carry. So if you discard the carry, it will be 0. 0 plus 0, that will be 0. This is equivalent to your even parity bit. Similarly, if you take 3 ones, 1 plus 1 will be 1 0. 1 0 plus 1 will be 1 1. That means sum will be 1. Carry discarded. This again even parity. So if you take any number of ones, if you take 4 ones, so it will be 1 plus 1 will be 1 0, 1 0 plus 1 will be 1 1, 1 plus 1 will be again sum 0, carry will be ignored. So again this will be your even parity bit. That means your sum of odd number of ones always produces a 1. That is again parity related to the even. Similarly, sum of even number of ones always produces 0. That is again parity related to the event. So that means we can use a simple component which add the 2 bits and produces sum and ignore the carry. That element can be used for the parity generation for the even parity. So this addition job can be performed by a simple XOR gate. XOR gate, as you know, XOR gate output is A XOR B. This is nothing but opsum ignoring carry. That means you can use XOR gate for production of parity directly. Suppose you have only 2 bits. For example, you are having only 2 bits and you want to produce a parity bit. Let's take one XOR gate. Let's take both are 1 1. In this case, your parity bit will be even parity will be 0. Similarly, if you take 1 0, your even parity will be 1. So once you know the even parity, just complement to get odd parity. That means your odd parity for the first two ones will be 1 and second will be 0. So that means your XOR gate can be used for producing the parity bit for in case of 2 bits. Suppose you have 3 bits. Suppose you are having 3 bits. What you do is first you add the first 2 bits with one XOR gate, and third bit will be used with one more XOR gate, and this will be your even parity. Suppose we are having, let's say, all ones. 1 plus 1 will be 0, 0 1 will be 1. So it is producing the even parity bit. Similarly, if you are having, let's say, 1 1 0, in this case 1 plus 1 will be 0 and 0 will be 0. That means it's producing the even parity if you are having 3 bits. Suppose you are having 4 bits. Suppose you are having 4 bits and you want to find out the parity bit. In this case, your first 2 bits will go with one XOR gate, and next 2 will go with one more XOR gate. These 2 again go with one more XOR gate. Now this is your even parity. Suppose we are having, let's say, all ones. 1 plus 1 will be 0, 1 plus 1 will be 0, 0 plus 0 will be 0. Suppose we are having 1 1 0 1. In this case, 1 plus 1 will be 0, 0 plus 1 will be 1, 0 plus 1 will be 1. In this case it will be 1. So if you look at here, in all the cases your XOR gates are producing the even parity. In cases your XOR gates are producing the even parity, and to get the odd parity, just complement using one NOT gate so that you will get the odd parity. This is a very basic understanding of your parity, how your XOR gates are useful in parity generation. Now let us simulate the parity circuits. So let's, in case of even parity, when we are having only 2 data bits, if you look at here, your parity, if you look at here, when the data bits are having even number of ones, your parity bit is 0 because all even number of ones. Otherwise I can make it both ones. Still is having even number of ones, that's why my parity bit is 0. If I make one bit as 0, now your data is having odd number of ones. To make it even number of ones, I have to make my output as 1. You can see your parity bit is 1, so the total number of ones in the data will be even. So this is for even parity. In case of 2 data bits, suppose we are having 3 data bits. So when you are having all zeros, that means even number of ones, your parity bit will be 0. When you have 1 bit 1, that means you are having odd number of ones, so your parity bit will be 1, so that total number of ones will be even. If I make 2 ones, it is already having even number of ones, my parity bit will be 0. If I make 3 ones, again odd number of ones, my parity bit will be 1, so the total number of ones will be even. Again, in this case also you have your data is having even number of ones, my parity bit will be 0. This is in case of 3 bits. Suppose in case of 4 bits, now even number of ones are there, that means output will be 0, parity bit will be 0. If I make these two ones, again even number of ones are there, parity bit will be 0. If I make third bit as 1, now it is having odd number of ones, so my parity bit will be 1. If I make 4 ones, again it is having even number of ones, my parity bit will be 0. This is how we can use XOR gate for the generation of even parity bit. If I use a NOT gate here, then I can generate the odd parity bit, that we will see in a moment. The same circuit, we just add extra NOT gate for the previous circuit. Now this circuit will produce the odd parity. That means whenever your data bits having odd number of ones, it produces 0 output. Whenever it is having even number of ones, produces output 1. If you look at here, both are 0 means it is having even number of ones, so it's going to produce output 1, so the total number of ones will be odd. If I make one bit 1, since your data is already having odd number of ones, it produces output 0. If I make both ones, again odd number of ones, again if you make both ones, it is having even number of ones, so it produces output 1, so the total number of ones will be odd. When you are having 2 bits, when you are having 3 bits, now your data is having odd number of ones, so you are supposed to produce a parity bit 0. Similarly, odd number of ones, parity bit will be 0. The moment I make it even number of ones, you can see the parity bit is 1, so the total number of ones will be odd. So this is for 3 bit. Similarly for 4 bit, now even number of ones are there. In that case, my parity bit should be 1, so the total number of ones will be odd. If I make odd number of ones at the data, then my parity bit will be 0 because already having odd number of ones. This is how we can use XOR gate for generating even and odd parity by using same circuit with the extra NOT gate for producing the odd parity bit. Now we'll try to design the 4-bit parity generator. In case of even parity, so 4-bit parity generator means you are going to have 4 input bits and 1 output. This output will be producing even parity, whether it may be 0 or 1 depending upon the number of ones available in the input. That means you are going to have a black diagram, something like this. You are going to have your data bits here, your A, B, C, D, and here is your even parity. This circuit you are going to design now. So that means we need to form a truth table of 4 inputs and 1 output. That we are going to do it in a moment. Now we have taken your 4 input bits here. These are your 4 input bits or 4 input data bits A, B, C, D, and I have considered all possible combination of your data right from 0, 0 to all ones. Now I am going to define my even parity depending upon the number of ones available in this particular code word. So in this case it will be 0, it will be 1 because one number of 1 is there, so I have to make it 1. Then again 1, 0 because all having even number of ones. This again 1 because having odd number of 1. This again even number of ones, even number of ones, odd number of ones, odd number of ones, even number of ones, even number of ones, odd number of ones, even number of ones, odd number of ones, odd number of ones, even number of ones. You have to follow the thumb rule. Even number of, when you add even number of ones, it's going to produce a parity bit 0. When you add odd number of ones, it's going to produce a parity bit 1, as we seen just now. Now your input and output are ready. Now we need to form one K-map for the even parity. So I need to form a 4 variable K-map. Now my K-map is ready. Now we'll try to fill the even parity bits here, the output of the even parity. So it will be 0, 1 1 0. Now 1 0 0 1 0 0 1, then 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 0. So now I filled my K map. Interestingly, none of the ones are able to form the group. I have to consider all isolated ones to get the final expression for the even parity output. Now we'll try to simplify the final expression by using Boolean algebra. If you write it, your parity E will be if you take along this line, you can take A bar B bar times C bar D C D bar. If you take along this line, because A bar B bar is common for both the ones. Similarly, if you take along this line, A bar B times C bar D bar plus C D. Similarly, if you take along this line, A B times C bar D C D bar. If you take along these lines, A B bar C bar D bar plus C D. So if you look at here, this is C exclusive D, this is C exclusive D whole bar, this is also C exclusive D, this is C exclusive D whole bar. So if I write it further, it will be A bar B bar times C XR D and A bar B times C XR D whole bar, then A B time C XR D and A B bar times C XR D whole bar. Now you take the common from these from these two words C XR D and from these words C XR D whole bar. If we take, it will be C XR D into A bar B bar plus AB. Similarly, in this case, C XR D whole bar into A bar B plus AB bar. So if you further rearrange, this will be A XR B whole bar and this will be A XR B. So if you rewrite it, you're going to have C XR D times A XR B whole bar plus C XR D whole bar times A XR B. So this again A B bar plus A bar B. So I can write it as A XR B. So if I write it as C XR D XR A XR B, if we rewrite it, it will be A XR B XR C XR D. So this is your even parity output. Is if you look at here, this again addition of numbers, nothing else, is nothing but this is nothing but addition of number of bits in the data and producing only sum, ignoring carry. So if you design the circuit, you are going to have A, B, C, D as your inputs. So first you form the one XOR gate with A and B, then one more with here, and take these two inputs as one more XOR gate, and this here P even parity A XOR B XOR C XOR D. So this is how you can design a circuit which generate the even parity bit depending upon the number of ones available in the data bit. This is one way of constructing a circuit. This is called tree structure. This is called tree structure. There is one more way of doing it, that is called daisy chain structure. In this, what we do is we will take the number of bits A, B, C, D. First we will do the XOR with first two bits, and we'll take the C bit and we're doing one more XOR with C bit, and whatever output you are going to get it here, you are going to get one more XOR. So you are going to get the even parity. This is a daisy chain structure, and the previous one is a tree structure. So both are same, both will able to produce the even parity bit. Suppose now if I want to generate for the odd parity for the above circuit, for these two circuits you need to add one NOT gate, so that you will get the odd parity bits. This is for a 4 bit. Suppose you are having n bit. Suppose you are having a n bit number and you want to find out the parity. What you do is, let's take A, B, C and so on. There is a Z, last bit is your Z. Let's take, what you do is, first you take XOR of these two, and if I use a daisy chain structure, then one more here, and similarly one more, and finally you are going to have too many XOR gates here, finally whatever the results you are going to get it here. This final result will be added to the last bit of your data, and that will produce a even parity for the n bit number or n bit data. Same thing can be implemented by using tree structure also. This is all about your even parity generated circuit. Now we'll try to design the odd parity generation circuit. Now we'll try to design a 4-bit odd parity generation circuit. Same thing, you need to have 4 inputs and 1 output. It can be 0 1 depending upon the number of ones available in the data bits. So in simplest form of block diagram will be 4 inputs, your A, B, C, D, and your parity out will be your output. This circuit you are going to develop by considering the truth table of input and output combinations. Now I have considered the truth table. These are my inputs, input data, and this is the parity, odd parity bit which I am supposed to generate depending upon the number of ones available in the data bits. If you look at here, all zeros means you have to keep odd parity 1, because to make total number of ones in the data as 1, I have to keep 1 here because total number of ones should be odd. And if you look at it, it's already having odd number of ones, I have to keep 0. This is also having odd number of ones, I have to keep 0. Even number of ones, so I have to keep 1. Odd number of ones already there, 0. Even number of ones, keep 1. Even number of ones, keep 1. Odd number of ones, 0. Odd number of ones, 0. Even number of ones, 1. Even number of ones, 1. Odd number of ones, 0. Even number of ones, odd number of ones, odd number of ones, and even number of ones. Now we have filled the truth table and corresponding parity bit, whether it's supposed to be 0 or 1 depending upon the number of ones available in the data. Now I am going to form a K-map for the odd parity and to get the final expression. And my K-map is ready. Now I need to fill the parity bit output. So it will be 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1. Again, if you look at here, all are isolated ones. There is no possibility for the pair formation. I have to take the isolated ones to get the final expression for this particular output. So if I take in that way, so I have to take P odd parity will be, if you take along this line, it will be A bar B bar times C bar D bar plus CD, and if you take along this line, A bar B times A bar B times C bar D plus C D bar, and along this line will be A B times C bar D bar plus C D, and along this line it will be A B bar times C bar D plus C D bar. If you look at here, this is same, both are equivalent to C exclusive D whole bar. Similarly, in this case both are same, this both will be equivalent to C exclusive D. So if you rewrite and take the common from these two and common from these two, I can write it as A bar B bar plus AB times C exclusive D whole bar. So in this case, if I replace C XR D here and here, and if take the common, I'm going to write A bar B plus AB bar times C exclusive D. If you look at here, this is A XR B whole bar. That means I can write it as into C XR D whole bar plus it will be A XR B times C XR D. So if you look at this, like A bar B bar plus AB, so this is nothing but A XR B whole bar. That means I can write it as A XR B XR C XR D whole bar, or simply I can write it as A XR B XR C XR D whole bar. This is your odd parity output. As you can see here clearly, this is just a complement of your even parity output. Previously it was A XR B XR C XR D. In this case now extra bar has come. That's nothing but a complement. So if I want to implement this circuit, you just need to have 4 inputs A, B, C and D. Either I can use daisy chain or maybe tree structure. If I use a tree structure, I can just take one XR for these two and one more XR for these two, and take one more XR here. And once you get the XR output, just add one complement. So you are going to get the odd parity bit from the 4 bits. Suppose you are having n bits, you just need to increase the number of XR gates. At the final output, you are supposed to add one NOT gate, so to get the odd parity bit. This is how you can generate odd parity bit by using a simple XR gates. So this is all about generating the parity. In real time, the circuit looks something like this. For even parity, let's take a even parity. Suppose you are having a 4 bit. So this is how we generate the even parity and send to receiver side. At the receiver side, we need to have one more circuit to detect the parity, whether it's right parity as received or not. To do that, we need to design the detection circuit. For the parity detection, we can use the same parity generation circuit for the detection. Let's take, in case of 4-bit, let's take even parity detection. Now we are having 4 data bits plus 1 parity bit in the receive from the transmitted side. That means you are having 5 bits. So that means you are having A, B, C, D and parity. It's even parity in this case. Now I'm going to use the same XOR gate circuit what we used just now. I'm using daisy chain structure this time. Now since we are interested in even parity this time, so make sure, please listen carefully here. In case of even parity, suppose if the output P is 0, that means your data, if P is 0, the output P is 0, that means your data is having even number of ones. That means no error. That means no error. Please remember this statement. It's very, very important. So when you want to detect the parity, what you do is you apply those data bit and parity bit to the XOR gate, is a daisy chain or tree structure. When the output generated the last XOR gate, if it is 0 means your data bit having even number of ones. That means there is no error since we are using the even parity. Okay. Similarly, if the output is 0, similarly if the output is 1, that means data is having odd number of ones. So that means there is a error. So when P is 0, no error. When P equals to 1, error is there in case of even parity. Similarly, if I want to use for the odd parity, I can use the same circuit. Okay, only thing I need to just reverse these conditions. In case of odd parity detection, I can use the same circuit. Let's take odd parity detection. In this case, let's take, I'm having 4 data bits plus 1 parity bit as my input for the, so A and B with 1 XOR, and I'm going to add one more bit C, then D, then my parity bit, now please listen. Now I am detecting the odd parity. That means you look for the odd number of ones, whether the given input has odd number of ones or not. Suppose if the given data has odd number of ones, you are going to get output as 1. So that means no error. And if the data is having even number of ones, you are going to get output 0. In this case, it is having error. So it's very clear. It is just opposite of your even parity detection. In case of even parity, when parity is 0, that means your data is having even number of ones, no error. When parity is 1 means your data is having odd number of ones. That means when it is having odd number of ones, since we are using odd parity, no error. If the output is 0, that means your data is having even number of ones, but you are using odd parity. That means you are supposed to get the message as error, that data is received in the wrong fashion. So this is how you can use the same circuit for producing the parity as well as detecting the parity. Make sure, please remember the condition for even parity detection and odd parity detection. I'm just writing in a small box here. In case of even parity detection, the output is 0 means no error. Output is 1 means error. So that means even number of ones are there, odd number of ones are there. If you use the same, similarly, if in case of odd parity, the output is 0 means error is there. That means having even number of ones. Since we are using odd parity, here in this case we have to look for the even number of ones. In this case you have to look for the odd number of ones. The output is 1 means no error. It is having odd number of ones. Please remember this one when you use the same circuit for the parity detection. Now coming to the IC 74280 9-bit parity generator cum checker. A to I are your data inputs. In this data inputs, 1 bit will be parity. When you want to check for the parity checking, when you want to generate for the parity, you can use all 9 bits as the data input bits. And it is having 2 outputs. One is even output, one is odd output. Even output will produce 1 whenever even number of ones are present in the data, and similarly odd output will be 1 whenever you are having odd number of ones present in the input data. If odd number of ones are not present in the data, the output goes to low for the odd input. Similarly, when even number of not there in the given data bit, your even output will goes to the low as shown in the tabular column here. You can see here 0 number of ones, 2 number of ones, 4 number of ones, 6 number of ones, and 8 number of ones. All these conditions, your even output will goes to high. At the same time, your odd output goes to low. In the same way, when the data inputs having odd number of ones, like 1 number of 1, 3 number of 1, 5 number of 1, 7 number of 1, 9 number of 1. In this case, your even output goes to low because it's not having even number of 1, and your odd output goes to because you're having odd number of ones. If you look at here, you can use odd output for the even parity generator, because if you look at here, when even number of ones are there, your odd output is low. That means your parity bit is 0. When you consider even parity, when you are having even number of ones, your parity bit should be 0. If you look at here, your odd is producing output 0. That means you can use odd output for generating the even parity. Similarly, when you want to generate the odd parity, if you look at whenever odd number of ones are there, your even output is going low. That means you can use even output for producing the odd parity for the given data bit. Similarly, your output even and odd can be used for the parity checking. If there are even number of ones, your even output goes to high. That means there is no error because your input data having even number of ones. Similarly, in case of odd parity checking, if the odd number of ones are there, your odd output goes to high. So we can say that there is no error in the parity. Suppose if it goes to low, that means there is an error in the parity. Similarly, in case of even parity also, whenever even output is low, that means your input data having error because your parity bit is not satisfying. It's supposed to have even number of ones, but it's not having even number of ones. This is how you can use this IC for both parity generation as well as parity checking also. So this is the internal structure. We are having 9 data bits here. Sometimes 8 data bits plus 1 parity bit also can be used. And we've done all the XORing of all the input bits. Only the last gate has some change. If you look at here, the last XOR gate, one is only XOR gate, one is XNOR gate. That means it's going to produce the complement output of the odd output. Whenever odd is 1, even goes to 1. Whenever even is 1, odd goes to 0. So that's, if you look at here, this NOT gate plus XOR is nothing but XNOR gate. So as you know, for even parity we don't use any NOT gate. For odd parity we use the NOT gate at the last output. If you look at here, the odd output will be useful for the even parity generation, and your even output will be useful for generating the odd parity. Now we'll try to run the simulation and we'll see. Now let us simulate the circuit first for the generation case. Now let us consider the case where you are having all inputs are 1, all data inputs are 1. That means it is having odd number of ones. So for odd number of ones, if you want to generate the even parity bit, it's supposed to be 1 and odd parity should be 0. If you look at the output side, your odd output is producing the even parity and your even output is producing the odd parity. That means we can, whenever we want to generate the even parity, you should take the parity bit at the odd output side. Whenever you want to generate the odd parity, you should take the output at the even output side. So let's take a small change. Let's make it one input as 0. Now it is having even number of ones. When you are having even number of ones, when you want to take a even parity, it's supposed to be 0. If you look at here, your odd output is showing 0. That means you can use odd output for the even parity generation. Similarly, if you look at here, it is having even number of ones. If you look at the even output, it is showing 1. That means it can be useful for the odd parity generation. If you, so the total number of ones in the total data will be odd. So this is how we can use the same circuit for producing even parity by using odd output and odd parity by using even output for the given data bits. This is about generation of a parity. Now you see the checking of the parity. So when you want to check the parity, you should consider even parity. Even parity should be considered the even output side, and odd parity should be checked at the out. So in the previous case, we have interchanged. When you want to even parity, we consider odd output. When you consider the odd parity, we consider the even output. But when you are doing a parity checking, you should consider even parity checking will be even output and odd parity checking will be the odd output side. Now let's take a simple 8-bit is your data. Let's take 8-bit. Let's make all data inputs are 1. Let us assume you are checking for even parity. So in case of even parity, your parity bit should be 0. Now if you look at here, your 8 ones are your data bits, your parity bit should be 0. So in this case, if you look at the even output, it is showing 1. That means there is no error in the data because you are having even number of ones. This even output gives you information about whether the input data is having even number of ones or odd number of ones. So your even output is showing 1 means your data is having even number of ones. If I make 1 bit 0, now if you look at here, even output is 0. That means your data is not having even number of ones. Since we are checking even parity, it's supposed to have even number of ones. That means there is a error. So that's how you can check even output for checking the even parity of the given data along with the parity bit. Similarly, if you want to check for the odd parity, then you have to use the odd output. So let's take all ones again. Now it is having all ones. In this case, my parity bit should be 1. When it is 1, if you look at here, your odd output is 1. That means your input bits are having odd number of ones. If I make any one of the input as 0, then it is having even number of ones. If you look at here, your odd output is 0. That means your data inputs having odd number of ones. So it indicates the error in the data received. This is how we can use the same circuit for generation of parity as well as detection of parity. Now let us see the simulation with the IC. So this is your 74280 and these are my 8 data bits and 1 parity bit, depending on whether you are generating the parity or checking the parity. First we'll see the parity generation. So I keep all the data bits as 1. My upper part of the switch is connected to the power supply and lower part is connected to the ground. Now all are 1s. When all are 1s, that means you are having odd inputs, odd number of 1s. So when you are having odd number of 1s, your even parity should be 1 and odd parity should be 0. So when you simulate, you can clearly see here your odd output is producing 1. That means your even parity is 1. As I said just now, when you are generating the parity, you are supposed to take odd output for the even parity generation and even output for the odd parity generation. When you are having odd number of ones, your even output will be 0 because it is producing the odd parity, and odd output will be 1 because it is producing the even parity. If I make one bit as 0, now your input is having even number of ones. For this even parity bit will be 0. You can see your odd output is producing 0. That means your even parity is 0. When you are having even number of ones, your odd parity should be 1. That you can see at the even output side. So this is how you can use odd output for the even parity generation and even output for the odd parity generation. This is for producing. Now when you want to check for the parity, we have to use even for the even parity checking and odd for the odd parity checking without any interchanging. Now let us consider even parity checking first. My all inputs are 1, so in this case my parity bit should be 0. Now if you look at here, my even parity is, now even output is showing high, means your data is having even number of ones, there is no error. Now if I make one of the bit to 0, now if you look at here, even is showing 0, that means your data input, your data is not having even number of ones, that means there is a error. This is how you can check data having even number of ones in case of even parity. Now let's check out the odd parity checking. Now let's make all inputs are 1. At the same time, I'll make the parity bit also 1 because you are checking for the odd parity. Now if you look at here, your input is having odd number of ones. If you look at here, odd output is 1, that means there is no error in the input. Now if you make one of the input to 0, now your input is having even number of ones, but you are checking the odd parity. If you look at here, odd parity is showing 0, that means your data bits are not having odd number of ones. This is how we can check for the odd parity detection by using the same IC. So this is all about your parity circuits. Thank you all.